For a few years now, Space Gallery has been teaming up with Bayside Bowl to show movies on the rooftop of Bayside Bowl.
It's a fun way to spend a summer evening. With us now to talk about this is John Courtney from Space Gallery, who is one of the people who is making this happen and in selecting the films. Thanks for coming in. It's nice to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Basic idea, pretty straightforward. Get together on the rooftop of Bayside Bowl, sit and have a few friends around you, have a beverage, and watch movies.
Simple equation. It's hard to mess with it. So,
yeah. So the idea, in part, is to get movies that people are going to enjoy. Let's talk about some that you got. And we're going to begin with a documentary that's called Searching for Sugar Man. We've got a clip. Let's take a look.
We thought he was like the inner city poet.
He was this wandering spirit around the city.
He's like a wise man, a prophet.
How many records do you think he sold in America?
In America, 6.
Born in the trouble.
This is a documentary that won the Academy Award for Best Documentary in 2012. What's the basic story here, John, in Searching for Sugar Man?
Yeah, it's one of those films, the less you know about, the better it is. But I'll say it's sort of a story about Rodriguez, who is a sort of little-known musician, a little bit of a mystery, uncovering who he was. I won't talk too much about it, but it's just a really great portrait of a musician that...
I'm a big believer in not knowing too much about film, so actually I'm fine with that.
Great, let's leave it there.
Well, what was it, when you went through this list of movies, you've got your overall showing 13 movies, what was it that stood out about some of these movies? What were you looking for?
I think there's like a regular slate of films that people show outdoors, like Jaws, Back to the Future, they're all great films, but they kind of get repeated a lot, so we're looking for things that would be either crowd-pleasing or that people maybe hadn't seen before and would work well outdoors in a setting. So it's a real mix of a little bit of everything that we kind of threw in there, hopefully trying to please a big audience. So.
Yeah, I've heard of some of these. Obviously, Black Panther on the list, that's a big one. Yeah. But some of these, you're right, are things that I had never heard of, but having watched some of the trailers, they seem really intriguing. Yeah. What stands out to you about Stop Making Sense?
Stop Making Sense has become an annual thing for us. This is actually our 3rd year showing it. And it's a perfect summer movie. It's well made and people are dancing to it usually. So we decided to make this, as long as people keep showing up, and they've been packing out for it the last 2 years.
This is a concert film that was made about, what, 30 years ago or something like that, with the Talking Heads in performance.
Yep.
And we haven't given the dates. We should have done that. Stopping for Sugar Man, June 27th. Stop Making Sense, July 11th. All the movies are on Wednesday nights. Every Wednesday night from now through September 12th, except for the 4th of July. Yep. You don't want to compete with fireworks. Smart programming move.
It'd be hard to be outdoors with fireworks. So.
Another film, The Florida Project. This is one that you sort of snuck in just because it's a favorite of yours. This also got Academy Award recognition. Willem Dafoe was nominated for Best Supporting Actor for this movie. What's this one about?
It's this real humanist portrait of these kids living in a working class motel outside of Walt Disney World in Central Florida. A beautiful film, one of my favorites from last year. And I'll out myself as saying I grew up in Central Florida, so I have sort of personal appreciation for it, but a film that I don't think a lot of people saw, and Willem Dafoe is
It really captures the look. We got just a little sense of it there in the first few shots of those buildings with the vivid colors and just sort of a starkness under that harsh sunlight. It really captures the look of Florida.
It's an amazing palette. The colors are incredible. So.
Endless Summer obviously kind of speaks for itself, but what was it about this surfer movie for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's 50 years old. The filmmaker Bruce Brown just passed away last year, so in some ways it's a little bit of a tribute to him, but just a classic film. We thought surfing, summer, outdoors, beer and tacos, it's an easy equation. So.
And this one's also happening in July?
This one's happening July 25th, and Florida Project, we didn't mention the date for that, August 15th. So July 25th for Endless Summer, and that is the quintessential summer movie.
Yes, I was trying to read your chicken scratch here on the notes. That's why I needed you to jump in there.
And then we've got one more that we'll talk about, Black Panther, which was the huge box office movie of the past year. This, I would think, would be a blast to watch on the rooftop in the summertime.
I think a few people have heard about this one,
Yeah, just a few.
We try and work in some obscure things and then some blockbusters, and this was the obvious one for us. It just had the content and the imagination, the incredible sort of visuals. So this was the no-brainer for us this year.
What kind of a screen have you got?
It's a sort of a screen we put up every night. It's between a couple poles. We've upgraded the sound system there this year, so it's a better sound system, and they have room for about just under 200 people, 180 people, I think.
Rain or shine?
If it rains, we move it indoors, so it happens regardless. We just bring it downstairs into the sort of back wing, but it'll happen either way, and it's on a first-come basis, so come get a seat. It does tend to fill up, but there's a...
Rain or shine isn't quite the right way to put it, because if the sun is shining, it's hard to see the movies.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. Yeah. So.
Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for now. John Courtney, thanks for coming in. Great. And if you'd like to see the full schedule of all of the summer Rooftop movies at Bayside Bowl, we've got a link. They run on Wednesday nights through September 12th. You'll find that link in the 207 section of our website, and we'll be right back.